I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still gonna talk. I didn't need that one anyway. Welcome to another episode of Unfiltered. We actually had an opening tonight. Perfect. Good job in there, Andrea. I don't know what you did to that little kid computer, but worked perfect. I got ready to come down here tonight to tape on Thursday night and found a hard time getting out of the house by 4 o'clock because a United Airlines plane crashed Thursday afternoon in the Hudson River. They didn't have all the details, but what they were saying when I headed down here to the studio was that it was thought that the plane hit a flock of Canadian geese. My question was, were they going south or north? The geese, that is. Because if they were going south, that's a good sign. Spring's coming. If they were going north, it's not a good sign. And I have a feeling they were going north because, according to some of these weather experts, we've got a serious cold snap coming.
Coming?
Yeah. And it was in New York. Tonight when I got here, it was 6 degrees in Keene.
It's 4
So New
now.
York, it's down in the single digits. The rain, the winds were blowing. 151 people, I think they said, were on the plane. All managed to get out with basically minor injuries. Because I guess the pilot did textbook wheels up water landing where he just kind of comes in and skims the water and sets it down really nice and easy. And the planes are designed to float, apparently, for a little while. And according to one of the people that was talking on the TV, the way that they inspect the exits for airlines is that they have to be able to completely evacuate an airplane within 90 seconds. So apparently, I guess a lot of the worst, from what I understand, the worst of the injuries was due to the people waiting in the cold, maybe getting wet and then out in the air. But we'll have more on that next week or next month, or it'll probably take at least a month before they determine what happened to the plane and why it went down. But it's kind of scary when you just, you hit the TV for the first time and they've got a shot of an airplane in the water with the rescue boats all around it. And it's sad to say the first thing that does go through your mind is, was it terrorist related? It used to just be, what happened to the plane? Used to be all the plane crashes could be traced back to an engine falling off the plane or, something that was wrong with the plane. Nowadays, the first thing that goes through your mind isn't what was wrong with the plane, it's what did somebody do to the plane. But anyway.
I can give you a reason why it floats is because basically all those seats are made as a flotation device. So,
right.
With all those seats on board, that thing's going to stay up for a little while, at least until people start pulling them out.
Right. Yep. But I guess the people were putting on their life preservers and all that stuff. So, and the response, of course, New York is geared up and they're ready for responses. They respond quick and very efficiently. So,
I just don't understand how a plane crash in New York slowed you down from getting out of your house.
Well, because it's the
it was nowhere near you,
psychological, draw to the morbidity of the situation, you know? You sit there and you just watch, you know, and the dumbfounded, the same images over and over and over again. The rescue boats surrounding. It's the same thing back in the first Gulf War. I could not drag myself away from the TV during prime bombing hours. You know, as you just sit there and you watch that green screen, just waiting for what's going to happen next. I don't know.
That's the wonderful thing about our
That's
our
the way
news
people watch
agencies
TV.
here in the United States is how they love to portray the doom and gloom and all the horrors that go on in the world instead of telling us about the good things that are happening.
Well, yeah. Hold on. No, sorry, got no good things this week.
And by the way, before the show started taping, I poked my head out and it's down to 4.
Oh, it's down to 4 degrees. Mike will be happy to know that out in Colorado. I hope he's getting hammered too, you know, because I hate it when it's 16 degrees here and he calls and he says, oh, I'm on the porch in my shorts and it's 65 degrees. You know, thanks, Mike. We really needed to know that. But, you know, someday, maybe. And I'm not sure if this cold front hit him on the way across or not. But Tampa, Florida is down in like the low 40s and upper 30s and down cold also. They're talking about freeze warnings and frost warnings in as far down as like Jacksonville and Daytona for this weekend, which is coming our way. What I understand, Friday morning is supposed to be down single digits or 0 or just under 0, and you know, 13 below? Oh, Andrea says 13 below. It's gonna be hard to even pull yourself out from under the covers. And you know, I'm tired of these gray days. You know, I don't care if it's cold, but for God's sakes, let the sun shine.
It did a little bit.
It has a little bit today. Yesterday, I think the sun shined a little bit. But the beginning of the week is, I mean, it's horrible. The sky looks no different than the ground, and it's just, everything takes on that one look, and you just get so tired of it. But, like I said last week, only a few more months, couple more months, and then we'll be starting to get into that nice warming trend. Hopefully global warming will take over, you know, and we'll get right up there. Before long, it'll be 80, 90, 100. We'll be sitting in here complaining because it's too damn hot. What can you do? It's either too damn cold, it's too damn hot, but we stay here. Why? Because Keene is such a nice town. And we have such... and we have such a good school system. We have such a good school system here in Keene. Yeah. And I know that because I was fortunate enough to be at the school board meeting on Tuesday night for 3.5 hours for the public hearing on the budget, I can't remember what else it was. I was kind of the middle school and some other land acquisition thing. Oh, selling Roosevelt School, I think, was the other thing that they talked about. But they're talking about they want to sell 34 West Street in order to get the SAU building out on Maple Ave. The biggest thing is the budget, though, and it never fails every damn year that there's always one small group of people that is disappointed with the budget. This year, it happens to be the tutors, because apparently there's going to be a cut in the number of tutors for special needs kids. Last year, if everybody remembers, It was all the sports people, because we didn't get the turf for the alumni field. And they fought tooth and nail and tried everything to try and get the budget passed with the funding for that beautiful, new, state-of-the-art field. No, sorry. We need to make cuts. That's unnecessary. Our kids can play in the mud like they did 100 years ago. No problem. We don't have to be, moving along with cushioned play space just because that's the way everybody else is going. No. This year, there has to be cuts. Hopefully, we're building a beautiful new school for our kids. Of course, taxes are going to go up. And cuts are going to have to be in other places. One lady suggested cutting, apparently there's funding for a mobile computer lab for the high school. Some lady suggested they cut that. Perfect. Perfect. Cut the mobile computer lab, get them a bunch of them old Chinese abacuses, and teach them how to add and subtract on them. So that when they go out into the real world, they can go into a business and go, do you have any computer training? No, they cut that funding in our school. But I can run an abacus like nobody's business. Well, sorry, go run that down on the unemployment line with everybody else is with the abacuses. And it's just dumb. I'm not sure at what point we ended up with tutors in the classrooms that were like teachers and getting paid to be in the classroom. I don't know when that happened, because when Greg and I went to school here in Keene, there were no tutors in the classrooms. If you needed a tutor, your parents hired a high school kid to come and tutor you and help you with your work. But nowadays, we need these tutors because 80% of the kids that are in school have learning disabilities. When Greg and I went to school, and I'm going to, this is why the show is called Unfiltered. When Greg and I were in school, this is the way it was. You all went to your classrooms. The kids with special needs were called retards. They went to a special classroom with teachers that could deal with the special needs all in one place. You don't put one here and 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 one here, because then you have to provide extra people in all those places. You put your kids with the most serious learning disabilities into a single classroom. It's segregation, sure, but it's not like you force them to stay in that classroom and never talk to anybody. It's not like they wrap that classroom in plastic and shun those people. It's just that when you go into a school, you're there to learn. If 27 kids cannot learn because there's one kid in the back that starts freaking out because he can't pay attention in class more than 5 minutes, yet he can sit home and play video games for 4 hours straight. But he's learning disabled because he can't pay attention. Well, if he can pay attention to playing a video game for 4 hours straight, he can damn sure pay attention for an hour in class. And if he can't,
you get a D
well, I'm going to get a lot of people mad tonight because of this subject. the majority of today's learning disabilities are genetic. They come from the parents, not through the genes, just in the way the parents treat the kids. Your kid says, I can't stand to be in school, the teachers are mean, I can't pay attention. And the parents go, oh, but you're still a winner. No, you're not a winner. You're a winner when you focus and you concentrate and you overcome any challenges to get to where you need to be. That's when you're a winner. If you just cry and piss and moan and, oh, let the world take pity on me, you're not a winner, you're a loser. A guy with no legs is disabled. Somebody that can't focus on a chalkboard for more than 10 minutes just needs somebody to go, look, pay attention. That's all it is. Pay attention.
I'm in the Catholic school. Get the nun to.
I mean, that's the thing. Parents can't hit their kids anymore. Used to be parents, if you didn't do your homework, your parents get the call from the school, eventually you're so far behind in your work, your parents could kick the snot out of you. And you thought, damn, this hurts. So maybe I better do better in school. But no, nowadays it's, oh, you didn't do your homework? It must be a problem with the school. Or it must be a problem with the teachers. Or it must be the fact that there's not enough money in the budget. No, it's not. It's that as a parent, you're not doing your damn job. Stop focusing on your own little petty-ass problems. Get your kids educated through school, out of the damn house, and then you can enjoy the rest of your life. But that was your choice to have kids. So do what's right to bring them up the right way. Don't let them use any, oh, I can fall back on this excuse and this excuse because the doctor says my kid's got a learning disability and he needs to be on Prozac. It's stupid. It's a way to get $300 a month into the people that make Prozac's pocket. When all your kid needs is a good smack in the ass and told to concentrate. This is the way that the world is. It's hard. And if everybody could just go, oh, life is hard, I don't want to do anything except stay in bed with the covers pulled over my head, we'd have a pretty sad world. If everybody just went, that's it. Oh, I'm depressed. I can't learn anything because I've got depression. Life is so rough. Yeah, life is really rough. It's rough. You just have to pick yourself up. You have to drive on. You have to focus on what you want. And granted, kids in school don't know what they want, and that's why the focus shifts so much. So, maybe instead of having so many tutors, maybe you better start looking at your curriculums, and go, how can we make school interesting, exciting? Make school so that kids want to go, Not, oh, another day of school, we're just going to go sit in the classrooms and listen to some old bat talk about history. No. Well, I mean, granted, a lot of the reason that things aren't like they used to be in school is because of a lot of liability stuff. Schools can't take big, huge field trips anymore because of liabilities. Because if a kid trips and falls down during a field trip, their parents will sue the damn school. That's what we've come to. So, oh no. That's the reason that we can't film anything that the middle school does. We can't do any of the plays that the middle school puts on. We can't do any of the concerts the middle school puts on because the middle school requires that every single kid has to fill out a permission slip to be on TV,
They're trying it with the jazz band.
and they're trying to do it, but the biggest thing is you can give kids permission slips all day long. The hard part is getting them signed and back. So, I mean,
I don't know how they're doing it, but they're trying.
it's crazy. And I don't know. I'm probably just rambling on for no reason. Because it's not the school's fault, you know. School budget, of course, the school budget's going to get worse and worse every year because the price of things go up every single year. And the money has to come from somewhere. And we can't just have unlimited budget because while, yes, we all should pay school taxes, it doesn't really get hard until you get over 65, you know, you get into your upper years in life, you own your house, and on a fixed income, you can't afford, you know, the extra $8 per 100,000 value of your house. You know, older people just can't do that. And that's why the school board tries to keep the budget down. They try to keep that tax increase minimal. So, I don't know. But there are some things, we have to lose things. I mean, what else can we cut? You don't want to cut music programs, you don't want to cut sports, you don't want to cut,
The arts.
you know, you don't want to cut anything, really. You know, maybe stop buying books and seeing how much that'll save the school. Maybe you I don't know. Imagine a school with no books. Go, well, books are not in the budget, sorry. We're just going to sit here and talk. Then we'll let the teachers make shit up as they go along. All right. It must be almost quarter after, is it? Oh, it's past it. All right. We better get into crew call then. Since how Jim's at city council meeting, the only one in the studio we've got tonight is Greg. But he's here laughing with us and having a good time. And in the booth is Bruce and Andrea.
How you doing out there tonight, Rick?
I'm all right. Are your lights all right on the Voice of God?
Yeah, the lights are way up. Actually, they're looking real good.
All right. So
But you can't hear me out there. They can hear me out in TV land just fine, so don't sweat it.
okay.
But,
You've been kind of under the weather all week. Again
Andrew and
this
I
week, huh?
both still carrying around this damn cold. Seems like a month or more now. It's just not been any fun at all. And this morning I woke up hacking again and chest congestion, and I managed to convince myself that I needed a sick and tired day. Needed a mental health day more than anything else. Just 6 days a week, or, you know, at work is too much. I need more than that. It's been going on for way too long, but this cold weather sucks. Heat's on way too much.
Yep.
Costs way too much. We switched over to propane, so we don't have the big oil bill, but still, you know.
Now you've got a big propane bill.
We're going through the propane quick enough, I'll tell you that. So, but it's like you come in from the outdoors and you just can't get warm enough. It sucks. So, but we had a couple of things that we were talking about last week with Evernham Motorsports and with Elliott Sadler, and the fact that it was announced that he might not be in that ride, and then turned out that that was just one of the sponsors talking out their butt, and everything is straight there. But I was bouncing around a computer today, and I saw a couple of things that we just wanted to give the NASCAR fans out there a heads up on. Eric Almirola and EGR, which is Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. Earnhardt Incorporated merged with Ganassi Racing this past off-season, and they're going to field a 4-car team. They're not sure who the 4th car is going to be. They've got right now the 1 car of Martin Truex, the 8 car of Eric Almirola, which last year he shared the ride with Mark Martin, but this year Martin's with Hendrick, so he's got the car full-time. They also have Montoya in the 42 car, which leaves the 41 car without a driver to be named yet, but I'm sure that's coming. Another thing that occurred just recently that was announced was Yates Racing and Hall of Fame Racing aligned, and they're going to run a 96 car for a full season this coming year, and they named Bobby Labonte as the driver. Bobby was left without a ride when Petty Enterprises merged with Evernham.
Yeah, Evernham.
So that's a good thing. Bobby's going to land on his feet and at least have a full-time ride for this year. Regan Smith, who was driving the 01 for DEI last year and came awful close to a win at Talladega
Yeah, Talladega against Tony.
against Tony Stewart this past year. He just signed a deal to drive with Furniture Row, the number 78 car that was driven by Nemechek last year. But he's going to be driving at least a 12-race deal. I'm not sure if Nemechek is going to remain as the other driver for the car, but at least for 12 races this coming year, Regan Smith will be driving for Furniture Row. I saw this headline here. It says, remaining New Hampshire tickets go on sale on Monday. Apparently, they've fulfilled all of their, how'd they put that? Their event ticket renewals. So any remaining seats that they're going to have for this coming July or late June's race are going to be going on sale on Monday. And a lot of the tracks, including New Hampshire, have come up with a plan. They realize that some ticket packages are kind of expensive, and they're offering a payment plan. Four payments, you put 25% of the ticket cost down, and then you make reasonable payments, or I guess 3 more equal payments in a reasonable time, I would expect. But I've seen that Talladega and Las Vegas Speedway and I think Texas is also offering similar packages to where they're offering payment plans now for tickets. And on a side note, Robbie Gordon, who's been running the Dakar Rally over in Argentina, it's going to continue to go on until the 18th of this month. So there's still a few stages left, but they just finished the 12th stage, and Robbie Gordon is running third right now as he stands in for his team. So, but that's about it for motorsports, at least with the NASCAR updates. Other than that, I did notice coming up on the listings that Speed Weeks are going to be starting soon. Some early testing going on, so I don't know how these guys are going to run in the cold temperatures that they're experiencing down in Florida. But hey, as long as they're putting rubber on the track and driving around, we'll put them on the tube and we'll keep an eye on them for you. So that's about it, buddy. We'll talk to you a little later.
Well, thank you, Bruce.
All righty.
All right, just a couple little real quick entertainment notes before we get to the musical interlude, because I know we're pushing here into the middle half of the show. Ricardo Montalban died, 88 years old. Died on Wednesday night or Thursday morning. I saw it on the TV on Thursday. He was probably, I don't know, I remember him most from the old Fantasy Island series. And the car he sold there. He sold one of the Mercury models, I think. Volare. Volare. And it was Ricardo Montalban selling those. But he'll be missed. He was a great actor. For years, I guess, was in tons and tons of movies and other shows. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced this year's inductees. Run DMC. Really? And Run DMC is only the second rap act to be inducted. And Metallica is going to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. Now, this is interesting because Run DMC, a lot of people would go, why are they putting Run DMC in? Well, one of the major criteria for being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you're eligible to enter the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 25 years after the date of your first recording. So Run DMC's been around for 25 years. And, I mean, to me, it seems like it's unusual because it seems to me that back when Greg and I were kids and Bruce was a kid and Andrea was a kid, that rock groups didn't stay together that long. It was 3 or 4 years, 5 years, 10 years tops, and then they disappear or completely change over into some other type of band. But when I heard that you have to be 25 years in a business and that Run DMC, I remember, I think one of their first big hits was when they teamed up with Aerosmith and did the remake of Walk This Way. Yeah. So I think that's kind of cool. But, all right. We at the halfway mark? Must be at the halfway mark. So, if we're ready for the Mom's Tattoo musical interlude tonight, another song by Third Left.
The dreams running through my head. I'm coming down from a great depression. Oh, I'm all alone in my bed. The craziest in me see it could only happen in a dream. Oh, looking for some answers. Oh, I'm running out of steam. 'Cause I can lay beside you, and I can sleep without you. The only way to be with you. Oh, I can't sleep alone. Well, I gaze into your eyes, gaze right into the sky, waking up to realize that I'm still alone in my bed. 'Cause I can lay beside you, and I can't sleep without you. Only way to be with you. Oh, I can't sleep alone. Sleep alone. Oh no, I can't sleep alone. Oh no, I can't sleep alone. No, I can't sleep alone. 'Cause I can lay beside you, and I can't sleep without you. something real nice. I can see shorty on the floor, and I can take her. Or she could be 18 with the attitude, 19, I can study at the real road. I can see this girl on the floor, and I can take her. I'm gonna see you on the dance floor, in the breeze fast, in the 620, 624. I'm the hot to act, I gotta lift it up. I'm born up with my fancy. I like the way you brush your hair, I like those stylish clothes you wear, I like the way the light hit the icing there. I can see you like the way over there. If you wanna go and take a ride with me, smoke up air in the back of my Benzie. Oh, why must I feel this way? Ow! It must be the money. 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 Thank you guys so much for Third Love. Thank you. Hope to see you again soon. We love you, man. This is beautiful. Let the sun shine. We got to see you.
Good band. I love that. Well, you add a horn to any band, man. Makes it so much better. And those guys, man, oh man. All right. Anyway, shuffle your kids out of the room. I got a few little tidbits of information that Andrea pulled up off the internet for me, and they have to do with sex, and it's in the animal kingdom, and some involve humans, but some little known facts. The male praying mantis cannot copulate while its head is attached to its body, and the female initiates sex by ripping the male's head off. That's how it all starts. Wow. Some lions mate over 50 times a day. Yeah, that's a lot of naps. How about this one? A pig's orgasm lasts 30 minutes. How many of you women out there could handle that? Huh? Yeah. It doesn't say.
Maybe both.
It just says pig's orgasm. And this has absolutely nothing to do with sex, but the human heart creates enough pressure when it pumps out to the body to squirt blood 30 feet. Yeah. This one I thought was cool. Because I knew part of this, but I didn't know the other part. Humans and dolphins are the only species that have sex for pleasure. Yeah. Apparently dolphins have sex for pleasure. Weird, huh? All right. Now what card do I want to go to? Let's go to this one. Now that I've got everybody's minds on sex. I don't care. If you want me to go to camera 3, I'll go to camera 3. But because Greg needs something to do, is that it? All right. I'll get everybody's mind back off of sex because Hillary's back.
Yeah, that's the furthest thing for your mind.
Yeah. She was confirmed, I guess, by the confirmation board or whatever that to be Secretary of State. So she's going to be the lady now that travels around the world telling everybody how nice we are, trying to smooth everything out with all the other foreign dignitaries. The political news, and everybody was nice to Hillary during the confirmation committee thing. It wasn't like, I've watched some in the past where it was just horrible. Who was was it Clarence Thomas? His whole big confirmation thing. Well, we can't have him because he's a horrible guy. But they were all nice to Hillary, and like no problem, signed her off. Go ahead, go on your way and do whatever it is you do.
They didn't want her hitman to get to him.
Probably, I don't know what, and what would she have done? And meanwhile, in Illinois, I guess that Burris guy has got his seat. He is now the junior senator from Illinois, which is kind of weird. I mean, I don't know how they tell junior senator, senior senator stuff because he looks older than anybody else, So it doesn't seem like he'd be a junior. But I don't know how it works. And I guess the Blagojevich guy, he's still running around, thinking he's all in charge of everything. Even though he's been impeached and he's probably headed for jail. Who maybe run for senator of his jail cell block or whatever. He's the head of cell block 6. The man with the beautiful hair.
Bend over.
Change his name to Bend Over. Slick his hair. I mean, that's all I know. Where he got that hair stuff. Because the hair was always like, it almost looked plastic. And I don't know if he was, but it was puffy in the front. Like a hair club for men guy. I'm not just a senator, I'm a client. Hair club for men. He could have been that dude's brother or something. I don't know. I gotta let you say, it's the damn commercials that freak me out, I get so tired of this Jay guy. I think it's Jay guy or Jimmy. What's the guy's name? Is it Jimmy, Bruce, or Jay? The ShamWow guy. See, I haven't seen that slap chop thing. I haven't seen that yet. But he's driving me nuts with the little, hey, this is Jay. Welcome. This ShamWow thing practically sells itself. And I'm thinking, well, what the hell are you doing out there then? Coming into my house telling me that this little ShamWow cloth will suck moisture right from underneath my carpet. You lay it out in your yard, it'll suck moisture right out of the earth. You can probably turn your flood into a desert with the incredible ShamWow, made in Germany, don't accept no substitutes. And this guy is like putting it down and patting it out, squeezing it, and you gotta buy one of these. They practically sell it themselves.
Look at it this way,
And
Rick.
if you call right now, we'll not only include 18 ShamWows, plus we'll double the order, and we'll sell you the super magic potato thing that you spin around your potato, make curlicue French fries, and the super Ginsu knife that cuts a can, cuts a tomato, cuts a can, cuts a boot.
Rick, look at it this way. Enough people own the ShamWow, you'll never have to build another ark when the flood comes.
This is right. They should have sent the ShamWows to New Orleans after Katrina. Why doesn't FEMA just stock up on trailer loads full of ShamWows? ShamWows, and then you got the Billy Mays Hayes guy that sells the OxyClean stuff. Stuff where you blow cigarette smoke on a nice lacy curtain for 2 hours, and then you dip it in this stuff, and it comes back out. It's beautifully white. It's all clean. Bullshit.
He's got that magic putty stuff that you can fix anything with. They could have kept the dikes together with that shit.
I did see that the magic putty stuff too. Yeah, fixes anything. And then they got the little stuff in the tube that you squirt it on your clothes. You got a rip in your clothes. You squirt it on, squeeze the stuff together, bing, bang. It actually mends the fibers back together. It does. It's like a little micro.
The wonders of modern technology is amazing, man.
Little nano fixing machine, little itty bitty microscopic sewing machine. You squirt in it, your clothes are fixed. It's amazing. Then you got George Foreman. He's got the new Super Duper XL huge topper grill now. You cook 18 hamburgers or 14 steaks. on a George Foreman grill, which is fantastic if you've got, 15 kids like George has got, and you got to feed a lot of people. You need a big George Foreman grill.
Billy Mays got that little bitty hamburger maker thing.
That's right, the little hamburger slider White Castle press. Exactly. Make burgers just like your White Castle people do, little itty bitty burgers, slider burgers. And the thing is non-stick. You can fill the little things with burnt cheese. Lifts right out. It's like magic. They practically sell themselves too.
You can make a cheese sickle.
The only thing that doesn't practically sell itself is them male improvement pills. They gotta put them on in the middle of the night at like 2:30 in the morning on them weird channels where you've got the dude talking about how, do you wanna feel more like a man? We're gonna talk to some ladies and ask them what they think. And they show the panel of ladies, and it's 4 hot-looking ex-porn stars. Ginger Lynn, Linda Lovelace, Susie Crotch Rocket, and Betty Boopaloop, something like that. And the guy asked that one question. Well, ladies, what do you think? Is size important? That's what he says. And these porn ladies go,
Keep it clean.
keep it clean. All
Keep
right.
it clean.
They say, yes, size is important. See, Bruce, it wasn't as funny.
Get it dirtier.
Took the punch out of
He
punchline.
just shot me right down. Keep it clean, Rick. He stifled my whole rant right there.
Oh, I thought the kids might have wandered back into the room.
Well, the kids probably did wander back in the room, and if they stay up until 3:30 in the morning, they'd be able to watch the damn commercial too.
I think that's the problem with half the kids in school nowadays. They are staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, can't stay awake at school.
Oh, thanks for reminding me, Bruce. You just jumped me back to the beginning of the show for the school board meeting. Because there was one lady in there, she had her 7th grader talking. She gave a little speech about her tutor. Because the 7th grader apparently needs a tutor. She's got some type of learning disability. So the 7th grader made the little speech in front of the school board, which was very nice. But then when the meeting ended at 10:30, that little 7th grader was still there. It's the mother's fault. You don't let your kids stay up at midnight and expect them to learn shit at 7 in the morning. Because kids are still tired. Kids need 10 to 12 hours of sleep per day. That's not just what I say, that's what actual scientists who went to school and then college and then anywhere else they went. I need that little rant alert thing that they have on Cinemaniacs. That would be perfect, huh? Am I back on 2 or which camera? Am I still on this one? All right. What other commercials was I going to talk about? I haven't seen the Popeil guy on, but the Magic Bullet one is making a little resurgence about the cooking, the little Magic Bullet cooker thing. It doesn't actually cook shit, it just mixes shit up so you can cook it after.
It looks like a lot to clean.
It does look like a lot to clean. It's just like a blender, only little. It doesn't take up all the room on your counter as a big blender would, or as I refer to it, the daiquiri maker. Because face it, the only thing people use blenders for is daiquiris, pina coladas, and margaritas, and like mudslides and milkshakes. Yeah. I don't like fraps. You know, you put some ice cream in, you put some milk in, you put some sugar, some chocolate syrup.
I want to make good daiquiris.
Daiquiris are easy because now daiquiris they just sell like the bottles of shit, and you mix the rum and just pour the stuff in.
No, you got to have the rum separate so you can just keep pouring the rum in.
Yeah, you can always put as much rum as you want in. But you can only take so much before you die. So let's see, the J guy, Billy Mays Hayes. The more stuff they come out with. And they always throw in extra shit. It's like if you call right now, we'll add in this, and we'll add in this, and we'll double your order. It's crazy.
Only the next 30 minutes, though.
Only in the next 30 minutes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Chuck Norris. With his little Triflex or bow bender or whatever the hell machine he's got there. It's the bow bender, right? Oh, the Total Gym, that's right. He does the Total Gym. That's the one that's got the little thing you lay down on. Right, yeah. Do all the butterfly stuff. Tony Little, he's actually, yeah, he used to be on Cell. He was a great guy for Cell. He was like the J guy. He was like all fired up, and that's what makes a good selling guy on TV, infomercial guy. It's Billy Mays Hayes. Always had a lot of energy. And then this J guy. But Tony Little, he was like, well, this thing practically sells itself. Of course, I don't think the Gazelle practically sold itself, but you get the point. And he included, I'll send you the video, I'll send you the book, I'll send you, my private phone number. So after 20 minutes on the Gazelle, you can't figure out why your fat ass hasn't lost any weight, you can call me. And I'll tell you to stop eating. All for $29.95. That's right. Can't figure out why my Bowflex isn't, why I'm not getting any bigger. I've got all my clothes hung up on it. And it's not working. All right. I have a few of these. The world's youngest parents were 8 and 9, and they lived in China in 1910. The world's youngest parents. They were 8 years old and 9 years old. Wow. It doesn't say which one was which. I'm assuming the father was 9 and the mother was 8.
Maybe the other way around.
Or it could be the other way around. I don't know how they do things in China. Especially back in 1910. They do it way quicker, yeah. Wonder what them kids turned out. Here's a great fact that you can use at your next little bridge party or whatever. Winston Churchill, the famous Winston Churchill that saved World War II or whatever, he was born in a ladies' room during a dance. Yeah, look it up.
That's a hell of a conversation opener.
Charles de Gaulle, you want to know what his final words were? It hurts. He was probably on a pain scale of 10. That's what I would think. Wow. At the age of 90, Peter Mustafic of Botovo, Yugoslavia, suddenly began speaking again after a silence of 40 years. The Yugoslavian news agency quoted him as saying, "I just didn't want to do military service, so I stopped speaking in 1920, then I got used to it." So in order to get out of doing military service, he stopped talking. Which, that brings me to another, it reminds me to see the way that this brain works. Shit just like rattles around in there and then something sparks something. I saw a crawl on the bottom of one of the news things saying that Barack Obama is going to put an end to the don't ask, don't tell in the military. Apparently they're going to start asking and or something. I don't know. It didn't say what was going to happen. It just said that Barack Obama was going to put an end to the don't ask, don't tell thing. Maybe it's just going to be everybody just keep quiet. We don't care if you are or if you're not. Or maybe they're just going to stop taking gays into service. It may be hindering our war effort. I'm not sure. No, putting criminals in the military doesn't help, really. Unless you're going to start like a Kelly's Heroes kind of a band, go to steal gold. The Chinese, in historic times, used marijuana only as a remedy for dysentery. Dysentery is another word for, like, the poops. Yeah.
Wow, I'll have to remember that.
Yeah. William Pitt, elected in 1783, was England's youngest prime minister at the age of 24. Here we go. Some of these are pretty cool. No, this one was even better. Elephants communicate in sound waves below the frequency humans can hear. Yep. And elephants have been known to remain standing after they die. They just die and then nobody ever knows they're dead because they're just still standing there. They just go, wow, that elephant's being real still. And I don't know, I mean, eventually somebody will probably go up and go, feel for a pulse, you know? Right, if you could tip him over and he doesn't get up. It takes 11 truckloads of wood to make a proper funeral pyre for a full-sized elephant. The elephant is the only mammal that can't jump. They can't jump, yeah.
They step on you.
Yeah, There is no record of a non-rabid wolf attack on a human. Only rabid wolf attacks.
Wow.
A strand from the web of the golden spider is as strong as a steel wire of the same size. Yeah, spider webs are very strong. Tarantulas cannot spin webs. So if you see a tarantula in a web, you'll know he didn't spin it. Small cockroaches are more likely to die on their backs than large cockroaches. And I don't know why. Bees do not have ears. And bees have 5 eyes, 3 small eyes on the top of a bee's head and 2 large ones in front. Which is kind of weird. Spider silk is an extremely strong material and its on-weight basis has been proven to be stronger than steel. Experts suggest that a pencil-thick strand of silk could stop a Boeing 747 in flight. All right. Up next on No Spin, Dave Richards fills in for Chris Coates because Chris is off at another college visit with his daughter. So Randy and Dave will welcome Jim Duffy to talk about city issues and Dr. Rath to talk about the upcoming Penguin Plunge. I want to thank Mom's Tattoo, Gemini Screen Print, thank my whole crew. Till next week, peace.
Hi, this is Mikey from Orange County Choppers, and you're watching Channel 8.
There you go.
Thanks, man.